And
Yeah,
when you
when
were in the brownies or something?
I think
You
Girl
walked in.
Scouts. I think
Was it Girl
I
Scouts?
think it was Girl Scouts.
That's Ashton Street. Look at the pools
Yeah.
aren't there anymore.
No. Well, they actually, on purpose, took away all those rocks.
I
It has-
didn't know it was until you had told me not too long ago that it was on purpose.
so the fish could get through.
There's that
the old
bridge.
railroad bridge, and there's the canoe rock. That was, we always used to call it the canoe rock. It's all overgrown there now. You can hardly see it. There's old trees all around it.
Now that house you see on the left, that's where Lou Day lived. You know, in the days, you know, I run into his grandchildren a lot.
I remember Daddy was he was pretending he was going to throw me in the bird bath.
Oh, they scare you? Oh gosh.
Here comes the acrobat or the dancer.
Yeah, I was still pretty limber then.
Yeah, you're very
But
graceful.
I needed music to get me going though, really.
Doing the Charleston. Pop always wore his bow ties. He always wore bow ties.
Even on
Skipper.
picnics. He started to wear turtlenecks when they came in a little bit. That sandbox went up to Grand Avenue. Had that sandbox for a long time.
I loved to play in that. We used to make cakes, you know, make the sand wet and then turn it upside down. And
It's funny Skipper tolerated you, yeah, because he was there first.
yeah, well, I grew up with him.
Yeah, sure.
We grew up together.
You were a cute kid. You were a good kid. That's Frankfurt Avenue you see in the background there. That was a cute little pink dress, I remember. I never spent a lot of money, though, on your clothes. I didn't have the money to spend to, you know, to get a lot of, what are you doing there?
I think I was trying to do a headstand.
There's the path that went down to the park.
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
pathway.
See, Daddy just made a path, but so he didn't have to cut it. I think it was like almost a half an acre, and he didn't want to cut a half an acre, so he just did a path down to the park.
I'm waving at something there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the little man.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
came from an estate down south.
Right. Yeah, it was Aunt Edna's, I
Yeah,
believe.
he was an antique. And then his head got broken off. The boy that lived
Oh,
up.
what's showing down there? That's that little kitten. There it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in Atlantic City.
That was sort of crazy. I think they had to give it up. I think
Aw.
Daddy and I took it to the vet to have it fixed.
Aw. I used to love those boats.
Yeah, I was surprised you were all by yourself, and you were little, you know, but you seemed to like that ride.
It fascinated me looking over the edge of the boat and seeing the water next to me.
And I guess you saw me waving to you.
I got to ride in the red one too.
Yeah. Yeah, you are in the merry-go-round.
I always loved merry-go-rounds. I still
I
love
was
them.
never that crazy over them. I think I was afraid I'd get sick. That was nice when they had that train on the boardwalk.
Yeah, that little they were neat floats with the little figures on them.
I don't know why. There's my mom, and here I am cutting hedge.
Yeah.
I didn't do too much outside work there, though, because, you know, I was out working, and then I had a baby, and that's the first Daddy or Papa did very little, but it shows him doing some weeding. Muzz was the worker outside. And there's the Russian
Yeah, there's
wolfhound.
one of the Russian wolfhounds.
That's Mrs. Neck. Well, they got in a big fight, and Mrs. Neck was taking care of them. I felt so bad, and the one killed the other one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's the house. That's when they lived there.
Yeah, see, Muzz hadn't moved into that house yet.
Mm.
And that's what the my playhouse was, the kennels for those dogs.
Mm. Mm. I don't know. I think they must have had maybe 4 at one time.
One time Muzz helped her show one of those dogs.
Right. Here's Lois pregnant.
Yeah, she was getting ready to have Bruce.
I guess so. Hmm.
There's Stephen and me.
Hmm.
They always had rabbits. The Kemps always had rabbits.
What's
I don't
this?
remember that little dog though.
Well, they never had things too long. Let's see. Now, is that
There's
Lois's
Uncle
place
Bud.
before
Yeah.
she put the porch on, I guess?
Yeah,
Hmm.
she had a nice big backyard.
Hmm.
Gee, the dog got along with the rabbit.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's before they got their great big pool. They had
Yeah.
the little wading pool.
Lois is high. I think, well, she had Stephen, so the next one was Bruce.
And then Roy.
Well, I think that was the day before she had Bruce.
No,
No?
no. I think that was
That's
When she
cute,
had
the way
Roy.
he has his arm around you. Oh, before she had Roy?
I think it was before, maybe, I don't know, it was Roy or David. I don't think it was before
Well,
she had Bruce.
Whoever was born July the 5th,
I think that might have been
but
Roy.
we didn't always have that picnic July 4th. It was always that weekend, you know. Daddy never really wanted to go on the 4th instead because of going home in the traffic.
I had pictures of Jimmy and Abby like that, swimming
Yeah.
in the pool in our backyard.
That was Mrs. Kempf. And there's Mr. Kempf that played the accordion.
Mm-hmm.
And she just seemed to have us at that time. You know, but other time, there you go with your foot taking, making
Keeping
time with
time.
with the music.
Yeah, that fascinated me, that accordion. I loved sitting there
Yeah.
listening.
Well, see, you never had anything at home like that. See, I had my mother always play the piano when I was little.
Mm. Now he's playing something slower.
Yeah.
You can tell my foot's going real slow.
Yeah.
And I hit Steven in the nose.
Aw. He was a nice kid, Stephen.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with my cousins.
Hmm.
Well, your trees were so tall you had to sit up on a ladder.
Well, I don't know whether was it on a table or from the floor.
No, I think it was on the floor. That was nice. But boy, Must had a lot of cards around, didn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you send a lot, you get a lot. It's this Christmas morning.
Oh, I remember that robe that you're wearing.
Yeah.
Naomi and I used to play dress up in that robe.
Mus
Yeah.
gave me that for when you were born in the hospital. She thought I needed something pretty, you know, being pregnant and everything, and so she got that for me. I think it was for that Christmas.
There's my bride doll that I
Yeah.
loved so much that
Yeah.
played the music box.
E. Kara, did she give you that?
I think maybe she did.
Mm.
And there's
But we-
Raggedy Ann and Andy.
Yeah.
Aunt Elizabeth handmade them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
she
we
did
still
a good
have them.
job. She made them for her friend Ann too, the little girl that always used to visit with her, a friend's child.
Yeah, Andy, I think we lost his sailor hat.
Yeah, unless it's around someplace.
And I don't know where Ann's green cape is,
Hmm.
but she had a cape, I remember. There's the my sofa that got covered
Oh, that's
two
a
times.
dress that Bud and Mary gave you, and you were glad that you wanted the dress to spin around.
Yeah, well, usually I was in overalls, and it was so neat to wear a pretty dress.
Mm. Here's Lee.
There's Lee.
He took it. He was a good guy. He adopted those girls, you know,
Hmm.
from Where was he from?
Now that doll is baby Bruce. I named him after Bruce, my cousin Bruce, because he had just been born around that time. They were from Panama.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where they were from.
Right.
Panama.
Right.
I think Aunt Lois got insulted because I called that funny-looking baby doll Baby Bruce
Yeah.
after her new baby. she thought he was funny-looking.
Yeah.
With the lovey-doveys there.
Yeah. Here's Betty Bond.
Looks like she was having trouble with the
Yeah.
lights too.
Right. I like that dress that I had on there. It was a winter white with some flowered embroidery on it.
Yeah, I remember that dress. I used to love the little flowers on the side.
She had a hearty laugh, Betty did.
Yeah, she looked like she was the type that really enjoyed herself. And there's Aunt Lois, Uncle Jack. They're really my cousins, but I always called them Aunt and Uncle because they were, I guess,
Older.
like out of respect.
They don't do that today, I don't think, too much. That was New Year's Eve. We all went out to give our New Year's Eve kisses.
Yeah, those pictures came out good for being taken out in the dark.
Bud was always interested in anything that moved that way. He always wanted to discover something like that to put together and sell it, because he was clever with those things.
Yeah,
Here's
he
one of
was-
my cakes there.
Yeah, you made the beautiful
Well,
cakes.
maybe it wasn't. Maybe Muzz made it. I don't know. I don't know whether it was one of mine or not.
I remember those party hats.
Skipper, he always seemed to be very businesslike.
Yeah. It looked like Muzz was wearing one of those necklaces that she had given me with the sparkly
Oh yeah.
diamonds on
Well,
it.
it shows her again.
They're not.
maybe.
They weren't real diamonds,
Oh,
but
no.
she had given me a blue one and a white one, and it looked like she had on the white one.
That was sort of a shiny dress she had.
Hmm.
The material was sort of shiny.
That was a nice house. I always loved that house. It was like a country home in the middle of the city. You had a little park, and yet you were close by to stores, or if you wanted to get the bus to go somewhere, it was handy. And if you wanted to go sledding, you just walked out your front door and you could sled down the hills in front of the house.
You were lucky you had that. I had to sled on our city streets. But there weren't too many cars around when I was growing up, because it was Depression days and not that many people had cars.
Skipper, he always used to chase the sled. It was so beautiful in the park, though, back then. It's not as pretty now as it used to be.
Muzz was pretending she was going to wash
Wash his
Pop-Pop's
face with snow.
Yeah. Pop-Pop was strong, though. He you didn't want to mess around with him. That was when Muzz, I think, was belly flopping and she was on top of me, and oh, did that hurt.
I'm very grumpy there. I don't know why I was so grumpy.
Oh, I guess you were getting tired. Here's that little, I loved that little hat you wore. It wasn't the one that Daddy had. It was a little tighter. And your little, that muff I gave to one of my brother's kids.
I remember that muff. I think maybe that might have been Lincoln High School's band because they're in black and gold, and that was Lincoln's colors. Yeah, they had a good parade.
It was nice.
I used to love the poppies on Memorial Day.
Yeah. I used to love those little play suits they had in style at that time with a little ruffled back.
Mm. Yeah, I think it must have been cool that day because it looks like I have on an
Oh,
undershirt
yeah.
under my play suit because it was a little bit
Oh, that's
cool.
what I would have done. Yeah. I'm surprised there was cars parked along there.
Yeah. There's Muz's pink flamingos. I remember her having those
I
flamingos.
still have that sign that says Adams in the front of their house.
Yeah.
Mm.
Pop and I used to sit up on that hill and look for bats at night.
Oh,
Oh.
look at all the cakes you made.
Oh, I used to love to play in that sandbox.
You look like you're real proud of all your cakes. Oh, gosh.
There's the acrobat again.
Trying to get you to get dancing. My mother used to do that with me.